Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're looking at SEI network here once more, checking this out. As you can see, we obviously did not hit our X marks the spot for a good buy signal for a long position. Those who shorted, congratulations, that is fantastic news. Glad that's working out very well for you. As a community here, we did actually take a long position previously. We hit, 25% in, I think it was only about 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken. See here. Yeah, 26% in 2 hours. That was a nice little trade there. Keep in mind that was on ByBit, Binance, and OKX. The problem with that is KuCoin never filled, and this happened here. So a nice little 72% loss there for anybody following that trade on a KuCoin exchange. So that's the thing, you just a little heads up, KuCoin has a tendency of being very candle wiki, and it does like to shoot up and shoot down sometimes. Last but not least, make sure you just understand that this weekend's gonna be pretty volatile, or likely anyways, with the Bitcoin spot ETF. So I just sent out a little disclosure there, letting our community members know that. So just be mindful that at this point here, we got to be careful. And when it comes to coins like this, when they break through these key levels here, at least on shorter time frames, we really need to look at larger time frame fibs and see roughly what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and kind of pull these out here and double check a few key factors in the larger time frames and then work our way down. Okay. So to make it really simple, to clarify here, we are testing this 0.382 fib level. That was a previous resistance here. So we can essentially presume that that's going to be somewhat of a support moving forward. Not a guarantee. Supports sometimes hold, sometimes they don't. In fact, a lot of times liquidation levels accumulate at key level supports, and that gravitates the price towards them too. That's an interesting thing. But at this point here, we can see the price wicking all the way down to that 62.7 mark, basically to say 63 cent mark, and potentially holding so far. Okay. So quickly a note here, moving averages, we're still in good shape. This bullish uptrend is still okay. The sky is not falling, but it's absolutely a pretty significant pullback considering how much it was supposed to have held in those upper support levels. But again, support levels, liquidation levels, they commonly work together. And with Bitcoin kind of selling off, Bitcoin dominance being up, a lot of alts are just in the red today. It makes sense this coin being super profitable is pulling back. Take a look here at the stochastic RSI swinging down, traditional RSI, money flow index all coming down here. And of course, the MACD is also diverging. Okay, so again, interesting stuff there, but mostly bearish. No confirmation of bearish behavior because we're still above the 20-day SMA, but there's no doubt that the price is pulling back. We want to see how much further it's going to go. So the smaller time frames will help us identify that. So if we look at the 4-hour time frame, for example, we can see we're above the 100 and the 200-day SMA. 100, by the way, is averaging itself out about 55 cents. And right now we're below the 20 and the 50. The reason why that's important to know is because that kind of gives us confirmation we're on the wrong side of the tracks here. We're going to extend this out a little bit further, the previous support level. That'll likely be a new resistance, so if the price does try to pull back, we could see a rejection off that. We also want to take a look at some moving averages here and kind of see more so with stochastic RSI still diverging. Money flow index is very low. Traditional RSI is coming down. So really just tells us that it's not fully oversold yet. The price has more potential to come down further. While it's a nice consolation, we're getting that little bounce off money flow index and people are investing at this lower price point. It doesn't mean it's not going to come down any lower. In fact, we take a look at the volume. We're below a strong volume profile here, and that tells us that we have somewhat of a resistance above us. Obviously, we know that, but there is some support here in the 63 to 60 cent range based on volume. Okay, so we're coming into a support range. There's no other way around it. So again, 63 cents, 60 to 63 cents wouldn't be a terrible place to consider dollar cost averaging if this is the coin you want to invest in, okay? Because again, we are overextended, shouldn't go down much lower, even though it has tremendous potential to do so. I know it sounds weird, but that's a case in point where you maybe consider hedging some of your shorts with, hedging some of your longs with some shorts, and this might be one of those coins to consider shorting. Again, I'm not going to touch it just based on the way the market is right now. I do not like the way things are moving. With this whole Bitcoin dominance thing, ETF, all that stuff on the horizon, is just throwing the market into a really, really weird place. So me personally, again, unless I have full-on confirmation, I'm not going to consider long or short, and I just think you should probably consider pumping the brakes until we get some kind of stability in the market. But again, the overall market right now is moving down. The trend is down. Looking at the hourly, quickly to note, we're obviously well below the cloud. We can see here we're kind of range-bound ish between this 68 cents and 63.5 cents. So this little range here, let's go ahead and just put this on here for now. We can kind of recognize that the price action may likely be doing this here for a little while. Okay. What we want to see and we need to see is a break above this most recent high at about 68 cents, that would confirm a potential bullish uptrend. And I say potential because we're still under a lot of moving averages here. I mean, look at that ominous cloud, lagging span still free and clear, the conversion lines below the baseline. We have no reason to consider a long position. Shorts are completely in play right now, okay? So if you have a short open, consider leaving it open for the next 12 hours at least. If the price continues to remain range bound in the next 12 hours, that would be a consideration to close your short. And the inverse, of course, consider a long with extreme prejudice. Make sure you're very, very careful and you just be cautious with your entries because, again, at this point here, there's no guarantees we're going to see the price action recover. We have to see some stability in the market, and with Bitcoin dominance being so high, it doesn't make any sense to take a long position right now, okay? So that's kind of where we're at there. Last thing I want to make sure to mention, this is extremely important. So we have a lot of KYC and VPN requirements across the board with a lot of exchanges. Make sure you use Bitunix, phenomenal exchange, $55 in benefit rewards for you if you use my link to register. Cool thing is that leaves you eligible for future trading competitions. While you still have to register for this one, links down below and also in our Discord under promos. You can find it there. The general consensus here, though, is that you're going to have a, what is it, from the 15th to the 29th, a $1 million prize pool here for a global competition. Again, you have to use my link to register for that, but if you do, you're going to be just fine to be able to be eligible for that. Again, use this link first and then select join now within 24 hours. All right, again, that window of opportunity will be for a full 3 weeks, so you can still register even when the competition's going. Just know you're not going to miss out, so to speak, but it's good to get ahead of it. Anyways, just free money for you. That's really what it boils down to. It shouldn't incentivize you to overtrade, though. Please don't overtrade just because you're really close on a certain goal or something, right? Anyways, hope that makes sense for you. Thanks again for watching. I'll post a playout chart here shortly on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll look forward to working with you. Have a good one. We'll see you soon. Take care.